Your battle chooses you.
Life is not always easy. In fact, some of you today, you're here and you're going through the toughest season of your life. There will be seasons where we will suffer. There will be seasons of real pain. And the question is, how will you respond in those moments?
What's your why? You need a why. Why do you need a why? Because some days you're going to say, I don't want to get up. But that why is going to say, push yourself. Get up. Your mama needs you. Your daddy needs you. Your children need you. Get up. Your why is going to push you when you can't push yourself. When you want to quit and give up, your why is going to give you that edge you need, that advantage you need, that lift that you need to get to the next level. Your why. You better go inside. You still looking outside for the stuff that's already inside. You still looking for someone to save you when you already your superhero. You looking for some information from somebody when you already got what you need in your head. It's just time for you to get up and be the best version of you. As you're going through your go-through and you ready to quit, you ready to give in because it don't look like you think it should look. You've been doing it for 5 years and it don't look like you think. You put all your money in it. You put all your time in it. People are looking at you crazy. 5 years you've invested. Oh, you have absolutely nothing to do with what happened to you. It's not your fault. You got knocked on the ground. You had absolutely nothing to do with that. And I'm not blaming you for that. But if I come back a week later, you still on the ground, that's your fault. If I come back a year later, you still on the ground, that's your fault. If you get knocked down, there's nothing you can do about it. But getting back up has every single thing to do with you. And you will promise me that from this day forward, you will not be defeated. Pain ain't permanent. Your pain ain't permanent. You can get through this. You're bigger than your pain. You're better than that.
Come on, you need to remember, this is not the first time you cried. This is not the first time you were hurt. This is not the first time you didn't have enough money. This is not the first diagnosis that came up from behind.
What if all of us took that attitude after we face a rejection and a no, or we have a meeting and no one shows up, or somebody say, you can count on me, and they don't come through? Nobody believes in you. You've lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
The harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. See, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You knew it was hard, but you did it hard.
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There are some times when things aren't going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen.
Everybody has a turn back moment. Everybody has a crossroad. You can either decide to continue or to quit, to go forward or to go back.
I need you to evaluate yourself and ask yourself the question, how are you wired? When you have a trial or a tribulation, how are you wired? When you hear the word no, does it break you? I'm wired differently. I get excited about no. I love no. I love it. It turns me on. No, Eric, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be stronger when I come back. Don't shun the no. Every no, you take the no and you recycle it. You hold on to it. You embrace every no and you let each no make you callous to no. You get so strong that when you hear no, it turns you on. There's gonna be some scars. The scars gonna come. You might as well get blessed by the scars. They gonna come. There's gonna be scars. There's gonna be defects. There's gonna be problems. You running from the blessing. There's gonna be scars. There's gonna be some hiccups. We gonna take some L's. We gonna get hurt. We gonna cry. We all go through it. You think you're the only one? Some of you though, you let your pain pump you. You let your pain make you quit.
If you get past it, on the other side of it, it's going to be phenomenal.
I don't want to go through this process, but nevertheless, take me through the fire. I need you to look at that sickness that's going on in your life right now, whatever it is. I want you to say, I can beat it. I will beat it. I must. I got a family to live for. I ain't through yet. My life ain't over yet. There's some things in life you don't need no degree for, you don't need no money for it, you don't need no support for it. There's some things in life you just gonna get through when you tell yourself, I'm gonna get through this.
Nothing can stop you. The only thing that can stop you is you. No situation, no circumstance, no piece of adversity can define your life. Never let a circumstance define you.
And I'm not retreating. I'm not running. I don't care what they say on paper. I don't care if you say we outnumbered. We live by this and we die by this. We don't retreat. We don't run. We gonna stand, we gonna live, and we gonna die by what we stand for, and everybody gonna know what we represent and what we're a part of.
I got staying power. I got staying power.
Be encouraged today that no matter what you've walked through, no matter how broken your marriage is, no matter how many times you failed,
there is within you a spirit that is greater than whatever is going on around you.
If you would be willing to fight your way through this battle, fight your way through cancer, fight your way through that academic struggle, fight your way through divorce, fight your way through it. If you are willing to fight your way through that singing career, fight your way through boxing, fight your way through football, I'm telling you, at the end of the fight is going to come victory.
When you feel like giving up, don't. When you're thinking about giving up, don't. When it look like you ain't gonna make it, keep going. When they tell you you can't, come on, man, who are they? When they tell you you're not gonna make it, don't believe them, man. Don't believe them. You got to be relentless.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Stay in it. Stay focused.
Quitting guarantees the failure. Once you quit, it rules out any chance of succeeding. The mere waking up every day, putting the next foot in front of the next foot, at least keeps you in the game.
But you can choose in the midst of all of this that's going on to be happy in spite of life's challenges. See, a lot of us, because of our limited vision of ourselves, a lot of us who begin to focus on problems and enable them to overwhelm us, we begin to think that we have no options. We begin to believe that there's no way out. Well, guess what? There's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. We have two primary choices in life. We can either accept conditions as they exist, or we can take the responsibility to change them. See, a lot of people want to exempt themselves from taking responsibility. All they want to do is talk about the problem. Every time you see them, they'll tell you their story over and over and over and over again. No. You want to take responsibility for your life. I got me here, I can get me out of this. And I'm getting out. I'm not going to be a volunteer victim.
I invested too much to quit. I made too many sacrifices to give up. I paid too much.
Listen to me, I cannot stop what happens to me, but I can dictate how I respond.
So when life happens, I don't just sit there and cry. I buck back. I will greet this day with love in my heart, and I will overcome evil.
Life gonna whip your butt. Life is gonna bully you. Stop whining, stop crying. Nobody cares. Be demanding. Let it hit you, but don't let it punk you. This is not an opposition. This is an opportunity.
I don't care if you've been beaten to the floor, if your legs are too tired to lift that weight. Break through that barrier and create new ones for you and for others to show off. Get back up and live life.
I'm unstoppable. This will not get me down. You've got to make those kind of declarations to yourself.
I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass.
You must have patience and engage in consistent action. We live in a world, ladies and gentlemen, where people want instant gratification. They want it right now. No, it's simple, but it's not easy. It's a system that if you work the system, it works if you work it. But make no mistake about it, it's hard. And you are the determining factor. The people that make it in this world look around for the circumstances that they want, and if they can't find them, they create them. It's you that you must take personal responsibility to make it happen. It's hard. No, easy is not an option. However, ladies and gentlemen, what you will discover is that it's worth it. Write down 5 reasons of why it is worth it for you to become a diamond, to experience that level of achievement. What is it that will give you the drive? What is it that will ignite the courage in you to get up and come back again and again and again? How is it that you would be able, what reasons that can tap in to that deep down feeling that goes to your gut, that no matter how many times you get knocked down, that you're coming back?
Life happens. The unexpected, the uncalled for, the unintentional. We've been damaged emotionally, damaged spiritually.
It may be your business. It may be your heart that is broken today. It may be the number in your bank account that is screaming, "You are broke."
You can break physically, you can break mentally, you can break your heart, you can break your spirit, and all of those are gonna leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory, or it can be the mark of defeat.
It is staying with the breaking that produces the blessing. It is not what you go through that determines where you end up. It's who you listen to. Because I think right now, you are walking through a valley between 2 voices. One is wisdom, one is worry. One is gratitude, one is grumbling. One is blame, one is faith.
Because every time you break, and in every way that you break, while it's a chance for you to give up and for you to fall apart, but there's also opportunity to get stronger and get smarter and get faster and get tougher and get more stable and get more resilient and get better.
Whatever experience you're having right now, it has not come to stay. It has come to pass. Sometimes you have to just back up and go within yourself and pray and meditate. Go away, clear your head, and then come back and look at it from a different vantage point. Don't operate while you're under the spell or the effect of what's going on. Don't allow your emotions to control you. We are emotional, but you want to begin to discipline your emotion. If you don't discipline and contain your emotions, they will use you. You don't have to force yourself or motivate yourself to think negatively, to be depressed, to beat yourself up over the head, to feel loaded with guilt. You don't have to make any effort to do that. Your mind is on automatic. It will do that by itself. But if you want to begin to move into your own personal greatness, you've got to be willing to go against the tide. You've got to be willing to harness your will and say, in spite of this, I'm in control here. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm not going to let this destroy me. I'm coming back.
The only person that's going to make a drastic change in your life, whether that's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the only person that is going to dig you out of your hole is who? You. You have to do it for you.
You've got to become courageous to stand up within yourself, to face it and step forward.
We all get a taste of that victim mentality, the why me. You can become the victim of the situation or the victor of the situation. You need to be the master of your emotions, not let them affect you. You're the dictator. You're the captain of your boat, whether you let things affect you in a negative way or a positive way. I don't lose. I only win or learn. In life, there's only winning or learning. All your problems become gifts once you learn from them.
And some of you have allowed adversity to make you stop. And I'm telling you right now, don't give up. I'm telling you right now, don't give in. Get through it. Execute, execute, execute. In the midst of adversity, execute.
You're going to work through this. You're going to get up. You're going to get dressed. You're going to get out. And you're going to do what you've been called to do. You're going to be what you called to be. And you're going to prove that everybody that tried to break you, everybody that tried to kill your dreams, you're going to prove all of them wrong. And if you can work through your pain, I'm guaranteeing you on the other side is the reward. Pain is not permanent. Pain is temporary.
Life can throw you some curves. And it's not just the things that you see coming, but sometimes it's the things that you didn't see coming that hit you out of nowhere, that set you back in such a way that it seems like you can't get over. And you've reached your limit and your bandwidth is full. And you already said, I can't take another thing. And then out of nowhere, here comes something you didn't see coming and you're in it.
And in your homes, somewhere in your heart, these words are echoing. Am I going to make it?
When you get into a tight spot and everything goes against you until it seems that you cannot hold on for a minute longer, never give up then, for that is just the place and time that the tide will turn. There are times when your energy feels so depleted that you want to give up, that it looks just totally impossible. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, don't give up then. That's when you've got to fall forward, when life is kicking dirt in your face. Don't give up then. That's when most people turn back.
As long as you're alive, there is hope.
You're still alive. You're still here.
It's never too late, and it's never too dark, and we can always turn things around.
There's going to be bad days, there's going to be dark days, but you got to embrace it because that pain is what makes you stronger.
Pain is the high cost of growth. If you want to grow up, you want to be mature, there is no way to do it without pain. You can't grow up on easy street. And the very thing that discourages you is the very thing that develops you.
What I need you to do is I need you to find a reason to keep going. And if you can find a reason to keep going, I know you're strong enough to do it because you're human. And every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive.
You have the opportunity to show the world what you are really made of.
And there are those of you were this close, but you compromised. You let your feelings get the best of you. And you let a little pain stop you from your dream. Girl, you was there. You was running your business. You was there. I didn't quit because people didn't understand. I worked harder when people didn't support me. You better grind, because if you don't, you will be stuck at that adversity for the rest of your life. Whatever it is, you'll be stuck there. Why don't I get something for us? You ain't gotta have the best head in life. You ain't gotta start with the two-parent background. You ain't gotta start with wealth. You ain't gotta start with your parents graduated. It's not the hand that you dealt. It's how you play your hand. When people die or people get sick or something happens in your life, if all you're doing it for is a car and a house, that can stop you. But if you're doing it for your mom, for your siblings, for your family, for your community, nothing can stop you. You cannot be broken. When you have an intrinsic goal, when you're doing it because you value it, when you're doing it because you can, when you're doing it because it represents who you are, when it's internal, nothing can stop you. No mountain, no trial, no tribulation, nothing can stop you when it's deeper than just money and stuff. I can. I will. I must. It's going to rain sometimes. I will. You're going to feel discouraged sometimes. I will. No matter what the obstacle, I will. I will. I will. I must. What's that thing that's gonna pump you up and get you over that mountain? What's gonna pump you up and get you past that disease? What's gonna pump you up and get you past bankruptcy? What's gonna pump you up and get you to the other doggone side? Despite the circumstance, you can win. Despite the adversity, you can win. I'm trying to tell you, you can win. I'm trying to tell you, I don't care how big the giant is, you can win. I want you to go in confidence that you've never had before. And every giant in your life, slay him. You go back and slay him. Don't kill him, slay him.
Life is not easy at all. There's gonna be challenges. You're gonna get beat down. That's the way life is.
You sort of put a mask on your face and you go home and lay in your bed when no one's looking at you, when you don't have to impress anybody, and you're yourself. And fear comes in. Maybe you don't know for sure what's going to be happening in the future, and it scares you. Just that fear paralyzes you. And I just want to ask you today, do you think you have hope?
At some point, everything's going to go south on you. Everything's going to go south, and you're going to say, this is it. This is how I end. Now, you can either accept that, or you can get to work. That's all it is. You just begin. You do the math, you solve one problem, then you solve the next one.
And it doesn't matter how you get knocked down in life, because that's going to happen. All that matters is that you got to get up.
You have to get up.
Life is hard sometimes. Easy, it's not an option. But it's worth fighting. It's worth believing. It's worth giving yourself a chance. It's worth mustering yourself up, standing up inside yourself. It's worth fighting relentlessly, never giving up. It's worth it. You can do it. You can do it.
There's problems that we go through that cause stress, worry, anxiety, and fear, but you might be in the battle of your life. I want to encourage you. It's not about what's happening around you. It's always about you.
Just because you feel afraid doesn't mean you have to be afraid. Just because you feel discouraged doesn't mean you have to be discouraged. Just because you have fear doesn't mean fear has to have you.
I don't care how dark it looked for you. I don't care what they done said to you. I don't care what the verdict is. I don't care what the haters say. It ain't over. No matter what happens to you, it ain't over. Ain't no such a thing as over.
The sentence out of your mouth is a story that you are putting out. I'm not gonna make it. I quit. Let's get a divorce. Business is never coming back. We've lost too many people. I've made too many mistakes. I'm a failure. Nobody can help me. I've done too many bad things. I don't know what's coming out of your mouth, but it's a death sentence. We have to make sure that whenever I when I think a death sentence, I must speak a life sentence. Oh, I'm feeling the sentence of death. I'm feeling the thoughts of anxiety. I'm feeling the thoughts that I'm done. I feel like I've been used and it hurts and it's difficult, but when that happens, I start speaking out a life sentence. No, I'm just gonna keep showing up. No, I'm gonna get back up. The righteous man, he falls 7 times, but he gets back up.
Some of you have been knocked out by life, and you got up and saw the blood, and you like, he hit me. Sometimes in life, you have to hit back. Recycle your pain. Get something from it. You already in pain. Use it. Do something with it. Allow it to take you to the next level. Allow your pain to push you to greatness.
You ask the bro, what do you want? Man, I want to be diamond. Tell me something I don't know. Everybody wants it. But the raw reality of it is, everybody don't get it. And the crazy thing is, if you want it, you can get it. It's not like somebody is stopping you, holding the gun to your head and telling you you can't get it. It's a matter of will. It's a matter of hard work. It's a matter of sacrifice. It's a matter of dedication. It's a matter of commitment.
The difference is not the genetic code, the potential. It's a guy that's willing to get knocked down, finally tested on fortune, stand back up, the perseverance to see it through, the never say die attitude.
We know the battle ahead. We know the journey ahead is going to get tough. We know we're going to face obstacles. We know it's going to be some discomfort. We know they're going to try to break us. We know they're coming for us. We know that's going to happen already. So let's make up in our minds before the battle that we're going to be victorious.
Don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain. You already hurt. Get a reward from it. At the end of pain is success.
I don't care if you sick. I don't care what you're going through. If you not dead, he ain't through with you yet. As long as you waking up, you still in the game. As long as you alive, you can still make it happen. As long as that breath in your nostrils, boo, you still in the game. You still can win. Now get your butt up.
Lord Banks FX. Lord Banks FX welcomes you to this live stream of live Forex trading. A whole 3 hours of news.
We begin with that wild ride on Wall Street.
You're seeing new record highs on the S&P and NASDAQ.
Interviews.
Some will make money, some will lose money, but that's just the way the markets always work.
Analysis and live trades. So sit back, lock in, and load up your trading terminals. And let's get this rocket to blast off. Introducing your host, Lord Banks FX. Prepare for launch in 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's going on, fam? How's it going? How's it going? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the second week of January 2023. How's everybody doing? Can you guys hear me okay? Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Let me know if you guys can hear me all right. It's kind of different today, huh? Coming on a Sunday. Happy New Year. Can hear you loud and clear. Nice, nice. Awesome. What's up, bro? What's up? All right. Cool. So, really, I just wanted to jump on today to kind of set the tone for the week and do some analysis with you guys. Go over some questions that I get often and, answer any questions that you guys may have. So I'm going to go ahead and move this out of the way for TikTok. I am live on TikTok as well as YouTube. I know I was going to do a Zoom, but I got a lot of feedback that the Zoom is not great. So, I said, F it. Let's just go live on TikTok, or on YouTube and TikTok. He said the volume is low on YouTube. Let me see. Does this help a little bit? Yes or no? Louder or not? All right. So, it is the beginning of the year still, and I'm honestly just looking for the best opportunities. Last week we only took a trade on NU for the VIP. It ended up going to, let's see, what was I think it ended up hitting like TP3. Yeah. So we had this trade here. We entered here, hit our TP1, hit our TP2, hit our TP3, and hit our TP4. This was in Friday already. And I remember like Thursday evening, I told you guys I'm not holding over the weekend and I'm not trading Friday because it was NFP. So I went ahead and took my profits. And the good thing I did, because this thing just completely went flying through the roof, right? So either way, even if you held this at the bare minimum, you would have just got stopped out at break even, because at TP1 you should be adjusting your stops to break even, and you could have been writing this down, but you should have made some healthy, nice profits there. I think this ended up going for, what is this, 123 pips. Yeah, 123 pips. That was 4% gain on one trade last week. I sent this out in the Telegram. If you're in the Telegram and the VIP, you got that trade. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a little bit of analysis on the week, just for a couple of different pairs, maybe like 5 or 6 pairs. If you guys have any specific pairs you guys want to look at, let me know, and we'll look at it. I'm gonna actually add a section here, and I'm gonna call this analysis. I'll move this up here, above currency. And I wanted to look at the JPY pairs, the JAPY pairs. So I'm just gonna move those up here so then we can look at them, see if we get an opportunity within those. EJ, GJ, NJ, and UJ. Yeah, so we'll start with AJ and then we'll go through there. Yeah, I can take a look at gold too. All right, so this is on the daily chart, guys. And really what I'm looking at here, like we can look at it from the monthly and break down a top down. So what I want you guys to see here is this movement to the upside, right? A little bit of consolidation there, and then this new low here, right? So when I'm seeing this right here, this movement, we've been pushing up, but then we create this new low, breaking all these lows, right? So this could be the first leg of the movement to the downside. Okay, in my mind, that's what I'm looking at, right? Yeah. And this is just from glancing at it like this, looking at price action here, seeing that this candle here is breaking below here. For the breakout during the live London session, I focus on gold and GJ, but I trade all kinds of stuff. Is my volume still low on YouTube? People are saying my volume is low. Try to turn it up some more, but I think it's pretty much all the way up. Anyways, let me turn on some jams. Okay. So let's move down to the weekly. So just from this and the basis that we're looking at here, I'm looking at seeing this breaking down to the downside, coming back up to retest now, and retesting these previous lows, and then potentially continuation to the downside, right? So move down to the weekly, and we're looking for the same pattern, same indication that that's what's happening, right? So we're seeing this candle here pushing down, breaking these lows, breaking these lows, breaking these lows, coming down here, breaking these, right? So it looks like it's been consolidating in this area, in this range, right? If we look at this, right? It's been consolidating here, and it's breaking out to the downside. Okay, so this is on the weekly. Previous week was bullish, right? The candle before then is a doji rejecting to the upside, right? This candle was not able to break the previous week's high, right? So for me, this is just confirmation and indications of telling me that it's moving, rejecting, pushing to the downside, right? Now looking at the daily, I can see that this trend right here, we have moving to the downside. See this? Moving to the downside. Okay, and then we get this massive move, right? And this is nice because this indicates to me it's finally moving out of this funkiness price area, right? So then I'm like, okay, if we get a massive move like this, there's always an expectation of pushing back to retest this broken area. Okay, this area here at the bottom that it's been breaking out of, broke out. Here's one test right here. Boom. Here's its second test. I'm not saying, hey, jump into this right now. But I am saying that soon we're going to get an opportunity to probably take this short. Right? And this right here is kind of big on the daily, but what we do is we move down to lower time frames. So let's look at the 4 hour. We had that massive dump, boom, when this happened on Monday the 19th of December. Came back, pushed up. This was one test, pushed back down, came back up, testing again. Okay, so I really want to pay attention to what's happening in this area. Right, and I want to wait for signs of rejection to the downside. And I'd probably move down to the 1 hour. And what I'd look for is on this 1 hour, since I know I'm looking for opportunities to short this, I would probably look for a break of a trend line. Something like this on the hourly close to take an opportunity. To take a more confident opportunity, I would look for a new low to be made, like breaking these lows, right? Once we get that low made, have a pullback, creating a lower high for an execution of entering a short in there, right? Potentially something like this. Okay. Does that make sense, guys? And this type of trade, guys, when you're pattern trading, because that's essentially what I'm doing, is I'm looking for a pattern, right? I'm seeing the bias to the downside, and I'm looking for a pattern to see the market creating lows in conjunction with the higher time frame of moving to the downside and then taking that down. Now this could easily still pop up before it dumps down. But what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a specific move, which is create a new low, and I'll write this out for you guys. And create a lower high. And this is sequential. So the first thing would be create a new low, and the second thing would be create a lower high. These are my confirmations. Does that make sense? You guys understand that? I've been trading since 2014. So what is it? We're in 2023, 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23. It's about 9 years now. Yeah, I've been trading for a while. Will you be doing a live of your US 30 scalp strategy? Honestly, I usually do that with my VIP, but I'm not. I'm waiting. I'm sending out trades to my VIP, but I have a lot of work that I'm needing to do to get the app ready, because I don't know if you know, or I mentioned before that I'm migrating everybody over to the app. I've created a new app, and so I'm waiting on that. So I may just do a live during a New York session. We'll see. We shall see. Do you trade yen pairs in Tokyo session besides GJ, of course, during London? Just curious. So I know that, like, most people focus on sessions, and depending on the strategy, you will follow like whatever your strategy says, right? But specifically Tokyo session, I'm not trading it. I like to see market move in Tokyo session just to see how it's kind of moving after the New York close. But I don't typically trade it. I would trade it if I had like a pattern trend trading that I'm waiting for, like a certain price that I'm waiting for. I might send something out to VIP, but other than that, it's not necessarily a session that I'm trading. Let's see. I know people look at trading as a get-rich scheme, but I don't. How realistic is it for me to make 40K per year day trading? I mean, it's very realistic. I tell you that the reason people look at it as a get-rich quick scheme is because the internet. Like, the internet is such a great place, but it can also be very misleading. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying it's not possible or you can't make money from the market. It's totally possible. But when you're watching people that are completely throwing risk management out the window and taking like very small accounts and flipping them to 100, 1,000, 10,000, which is possible to do, and I've done it myself, and I've done like videos and challenges with my Discord group and Telegram groups before, but it's not sustainable. Like, that strategy, that methodology is not sustainable. So when you have such a low entry point that captures like the mass market of people that like can think that they have an opportunity to become a millionaire overnight, it creates this stigma where everyone is shooting for the Hail Mary or the home run. And when you operate that way, it's the quickest way to lose. And I think that's why a lot of people lose in the market, because they come in here with desperation, with their last couple of dollars, trying to make something happen for themselves, and it's not a good place to be. And because of that, they end up throwing out the window risk management. They don't have a trading plan. They're not disciplined. They ignore their emotions. They have no sense of trading psychology, all kinds of things. So, but making $40,000 per year day trading is totally possible. I'll tell you guys, like, when I started trading, I'm an entrepreneur and I have many other businesses, but at the time when I started trading, I only had a couple of businesses, and I was earning six figures and I was okay. But at the point that I am right now is my day trading actually makes more money. It's my primary source of income, so like, it makes more money than everything else. So it's definitely possible. But are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to be disciplined? Are you willing to like stay focused, determine, improve, like analyze yourself, be honest with yourself, when you're breaking your own rules and causing yourself to lose. So I will tell you, it's definitely realistic. And I don't like using the word realistic, because honestly, there's always someone out there that's going to set a new standard, right? What you think realistic is right now and what may be realistic, there's somebody out there that may set a new standard. So don't allow that to limit you. Don't let it put a ceiling on you. At the end of the day, you know, come in and do the work. Show up. Just show up. Even if you don't understand these charts and you're trying to figure it out and trying to learn right now, just show up. Just show up and figure it out right now. Like, start learning. Start learning. Start learning. Before you know it, you start picking it up. Let's go to the next question here. Hello, LB. How's the FTMO passing service? Well, it's not FTMO, but I haven't opened it back up since I had opened up for the trials at the end of the year. I think there's all but 2 of them have gone to phase 2. And they're in phase 2 right now. So 2 of them, I had a couple of issues where it got disconnected, and they're the only 2 that have like actual drawdown. And this is I'm assuming you're talking about the one that with the bot, right? With the EA, because it's not. I did before where I was trading them manually, but now I'm using a system. Let's see here. I struggle the most with psychology. Yeah, I get that a lot, and I know a lot of people do. But I'll tell you that it's like a piece of the puzzle, right? Like if you're working on like a 1,500 piece puzzle, there's many other things, and you have to work to improve on all of them. And if you know you're struggling with psychology, like, don't beat yourself up is what I'm trying to tell you. Work on another aspect of your trading and realize and like come to terms with that you need help with your psychology portion of stuff, and start working to implement ways to improve it outside of just looking at trading and trying to trade and taking losses, right? I would read, I would, try to do some stuff outside of that. Like meditation helps a lot. For me, like whenever, like that's why I like to put the motivation stuff on in the beginning, because I do that personally. Like I set my intention for the days, like how I'm approaching something, like I want to set the tone, right? And that helps me be more mindful and more in control, so I can be like, I can have that self-control and that self-discipline, right? Let's see here. What is your risk management like? Max risk per day or max risk trades per day? As Pablo, what are you doing? Stop. Pablo wants to say hello. So I do 1 to 3%. That's like the standard norm. And I have a system to where like I usually do 1 to 3% per trade. Okay. Now I'll take one trade at a time, like during a session. Like I'm not taking multiple trades. And when I take the trade, if I lose that trade, I give myself a second chance opportunity to take another trade. If I lose 2 trades in a row in a session, then I stop. I just stop for the day. Not for the day, for that session. If I win one, I can take another one if the setup is really nice. Like if it's a really good setup, I can take it. But usually, if I just win, I win, and I'm done. Like I'm just trying to get wins, So, what was the biggest turning point for you becoming more disciplined after losses? Honestly, I think the biggest turning point was when, like, I didn't realize exactly what I was doing until I started seeing the consistent results. And then I realized what I was doing, which was not focusing on the amount of money, not focusing on the amount of wins, not focusing on the amount of losses. I just wanted to show up and like do the best I could every time I was looking at the markets. And that led to consistent weekly withdrawals, like consistent profitable months. And, you know, by the time I realized, you know, I was making my third withdrawal for that like week for the like 6 months straight, I realized, okay, like now I'm finding this consistency and this profitability in the market. But it was more because I wanted to improve the skill, right? Like I wanted to be good at it. And that's what I focused on. I'm willing to put in the work. I've done manual labor jobs, working doubles 3 days in a row, sitting in front of this computer and learning, and being patient is nothing. Yeah, 100%, man. You know, yeah, some people got it, some people don't. And it's gonna be, you're gonna figure that out, because if you don't stop, you'll get it and you'll win. Literally, that's the whole trick. Because the thing is this, man, like, people will say how dedicated they want to be, and they'll even, you know, put an investment into it, of whether it's their time, effort, or money. And then, you know, a weekend, 2 weeks in, they haven't had the results they expected, and they quit. Or, you know, they be in like four months in and it's not working out, 6 months in, a year. Like for me, I literally wrote down, when I first started, I wrote down like no matter what and no matter how long, because I wanted this. Like I didn't care how long it was going to take me. So I just did. And I did, and I did, and I did. And at some point, like, it's a psychology thing with your mindset, because your mind, you got to understand, like, when you're taking losses, you don't want to be taking losses. Nobody wants to lose. So it's uncomfortable, right? Mentally, like, you know, that like leaks out to you physically. Like you just don't even want to look at the charts because you've been losing, right? But the thing is when you tell your mind you're going to do something, and then you back that up by keep continuously showing up, and you've told yourself you're gonna do it until you figure it out, no matter how long it takes, whether it's a day, a year, 10 years, like 30 years, like whatever it is, like no matter what, your mind begins to work for you because it's uncomfortable. So it starts trying to help you figure out where you need to improve, right? And maybe look at this, and maybe try this, and you start cohesively working together, like with what you want, and it exponentially grows your like skill set, you know? So, yeah, 100%. Stick it out. You can make it happen. I wholeheartedly believe that. Let's see here. Also, what do you think is a good sample size when back testing and forward testing strategies? Thank you. So, like you can back test as much as you want. I know there's like softwares and stuff that can back test strategies. I don't think there's like the perfect number sample size to do it. I will tell you that within a year that the market moves differently the first quarter and the last quarter than the two middle quarters. And that's just because of economics, like in like the season and like the way the world runs. Like usually at the beginning of the year and the end of the year, the markets don't move as fluid as the middle years, right? And not to say there's not an opportunity in those like months, the first quarter and the last quarter, there is, but you need to improve your skill to be able to be a little more like concise with what you're choosing to trade, and the risk that you're willing to risk during those times, because it's just a little different, right? And it could cause you to, if you're using this, because trading is not going to be exactly the same every single time. Like when you're doing it and it's working for you great during those middle 2 quarters, that same strategy towards the end of the year, you start seeing it fall off, or maybe you failed to identify a consolidating market or a ranging market, and then it can try to trick you in your mindset and your psychology to say your strategy no longer works. And that's not the case. The case is the market has changed. The market has moved. The market has been disrupted somehow, and it's off. So it's not going to have the exact movement as what your strategy was being able to execute on. So you have to make adjustments or have plans or have different strategies for those times, right? And a lot of people don't understand that, and that's why people then start jumping to different strategies, and doing that is not going to help you either, because you won't find the consistency that way. Or you can be the type that says, you know what, I'm not going to trade those. Like I know there was a couple years where I would just stop trading in October. Like, I'm done for the year, you know. But as you grow as a trader, you start working on different strategies and stuff like that, and things that do work during those times. But you know, I can tell you I find myself taking less trades during those times. Like, for example, last week I just took 1 trade the whole week. 1 trade. Usually, you know, I take 1 or 2 during London, and then you know, I have maybe 3 to 5 for the week for VIP. Like, there's a lot more trades usually. 1 trade I took. We had a live, I don't know, what was it, like on the 4th or 5th of January or something like that, and there was no trade. We had no trade. We were on the live for almost 4 hours, and it was like nothing, you know. And you got to be okay with that. You know, every time you step into the markets doesn't mean you're gonna take a trade. As far as forward testing strategies, I think that's the best for me, but I actually like to do it in a live account. Like, just, you know, a couple $1,000s in there, have a live account where I'm testing strategies and forward testing things. The only reason I say that, and you know, don't feel bad if you can't do that right now, I say that because you cannot like simulate emotions when you know it's a real account. There's nothing, you know it's a software system, trading view, whatever. Like, you cannot simulate emotions on a real account. So I like to forward test strategies on a live account, a small account, you know, not anything big. I just like to do it that way because I know it's real money, you know. How do you deal with brokers like Bank Trade putting your market entries super far from your analysis? It's like I can't scalp because my entries. You need to find a better broker, and that happens too. Is the quickness of the execution of the trade, the spreads, right? And also if they're like A booking or B booking, right? You want your trade to be executed right away. Sometimes the speed is a big deal and the spreads is a big deal. So I would just search for a better broker. How do you see GJ going? Oh, I haven't even got to GJ, but we'll look at it here in a minute. I think you became successful in trading also because you were already making 6 figures with your business before day trading. Your psychology was in a great place, I think, if I'm right. Yeah, so I think that you're onto something with that, because the thing is I didn't trade out of desperation of like, oh, I need to make this money. Like, I need to make this money so I can pay rent or afford like food or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't operating from that perspective, right? So I was at an advantage. Like, I didn't need that money. Obviously I didn't want to lose the money, but I was in a better place starting from that place, you know. What helped me the most was not just sitting staring at the charts for hours. I found myself forcing trades and then losing them. I put an alert at where I want to potentially take a trade from. Yeah, and that's helped a lot of people. Like, I do that when I know I'm not going to be looking at the charts, and I have things to do. Like, I have other businesses and I have other things that are going on in my life, so I sometimes will just put an alert, right? And usually I do that for like when I send out trades for VIP. And it is true, if you're not like disciplined enough to be able to take like look at the charts for an extensive amount of time, scientifically it's proven that the longer that you look at it, the more susceptible you are to take a trade. So yeah, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can, honestly, like, I think about create rules for yourself, right? And every time before you execute a trade, you need to look at your rules. And if it meets your checklist, then take the trade. If it doesn't, you shouldn't be taking a trade. And part of that checklist you should include, are you just taking the trade, or is it part of your plan, part of your strategy, is it giving you the confirmations that you need? Like right here, like we went over AJ, right? And I already told you guys that I'm looking for a potential move to the downside. Now, if you're new or probably on the losing end of trading, maybe you jumped into the sell already, right? Just because I said that. Now, please tell me, what part of what plan does that fall into? Because I showed you here, I'm waiting for it to create a new low and then create a lower high from in this area. So it hasn't created a new low, right? And it obviously has not created a lower high. But there's some people in here that just said, just because I said, oh, it's going to move down, they went ahead and jumped in. And if this doesn't provide these confirmations and pushes up to a higher price, then this changes things. That's that discipline I talk about, right? All right, let's see here. With this new digital system ahead of us, what's going to happen to the currency and trading the market? I mean, I think as long as there's always a monetary system, like a financial system, there's always going to be an opportunity to trade, right? And even it moving to a digital form and a digital system, and currency changing the way it's being backed and all that good stuff, like, I think that it's not going to happen in a short amount of time where we don't have time to adjust to it, right? I'm not even concerned with it, to be honest. I'm still going to show up and get my check for the week. Can you share your chart template? Yeah, sure. You're talking about this right here? Let me copy the link to that and I'll share it with the chat on YouTube. How's your health? Glad you didn't get sick. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I feel a lot better. I don't know what happened. Like, I think like my blood sugar was like low or something, but I felt like really weak and like nauseous, and I just like lay down and I woke up and I was still a little nauseous, but once I like got fully up, I was like good to go. What's with that gold reserve that was found? I'm not sure, to be honest. This is AUDJPY, guys. Yeah, only I think that's funny. So this is AUDJPY. And like I said, I would look for a break of this trend line. That could be an entry there, or creating a new low and then creating a lower high for an entry like that. The only reason I put it going up, because like I said, it could be a possibility that it pushes up, continues up to ride this trend line, right, until it decides it's time to come down. But what I would be executing on is a sell, and I'm looking for this type of pattern for me to actually take it. Right. So this is AUDJPY. Let's look at CAD JAPY and see what do we see. So this is already pushed down. This is pushed down. We're probably looking for a pullback. This thing is still melting on the daily. It looks like it broke out of this consolidation area. See this consolidation ranging area? Push down, pull back up to retest, push down, did create a new low, came back up, did not break this high here. So maybe we are continuing to the downside. Similar to AJ. Similar to AJ. And I would look for the exact same setup on this. See? Exact same setup. So it looks like it's already initiating the lower here. I'd be looking for something like this. This is for CAD JPY. CAD JPY. Creating that new low, lower high, and then executing. Send the link out to the chat on YouTube. Yeah, 100%. Like I tell you guys in my London live sessions, like our job as traders is not to predict price. Our job as traders is to react to price. I'm just saying from this perspective, from just looking at the charts, top-down analysis, this is what I would be looking for from a pattern perspective. It's up to the market to actually do this for me to have my confirmations to actually enter, right? At this point, I mean, I wouldn't enter, and I'm not saying it's going to come down and then come up. I'm saying if it does this, those would be my confirmations for an entry to continue to the downside. If that makes sense. Let's look at Swiss JPY. There was another one. How do you differentiate between taking an impulse entry or wait for a retest on your breakout strategy pre-London / open London? An impulse entry? I rarely take an impulse entry, to be honest. The only time I take an impulse entry is if I've already seen significant movement to the side that I'm moving. Like if I'm buying and I see that, oh, like it's already moved up, because I know on average in a session, like for example, GJ is gonna move 50, 60, 70, 80 pips, right? So if I seen it already move 30, 40, 50 pips, then maybe I'm inclined to take an impulse entry because I see volume picking up. It's pre-market or market open, currency's moving up. Then I may consider taking that if it's in a nice area where price action has room to move, right? But I'm telling you, like impulse entries, I rarely take them. Rarely take Have you heard of Luminous Daily Roadmap LDR? No, I have no idea what that is. No idea what that is. I think this one failed to continue to the downside. Looks like we got a nice little level of support here. Here's the 4 hour. You guys see this? So that's where we're at, right? Oh shit. What did I just do? So that would be kind of like a new low that we would be looking for. Just based on the pattern that we see here with the lows, right? Here's your highs. Notice your first target is at imbalance zone. Do you use that as safe TP? No, I don't. I don't even know that imbalance terminology. Like, I'm trading straight price action, and it's based off of a 1-to-1 ratio. My first TPs are 1-to-1. So my first TP is always going to be what my stop loss risk is in pips. Right. Ooh. Anyways, so here's Swiss JPY. I think we'll probably have another low over here. Oh shit, oops. Roma FX, what up, what up? Damn, I keep moving it this way so I can see it, but TikTok can't see. So, just based on the pattern, right? It looks like it's pushing down and you have some nice clean price action to the downside. But this is on the 4 hour, guys, right? So, if we're looking to execute that like on an intraday setup or a swing setup, it's going to be a little different, right? You're going to move down to the 1 hour and wait for like break and retest type of patterns, right? But you have some really nice clean price action to the downside there. You guys want me to send this chart? Sent that one. Swiss JPY, Euro JPY, have you tested the breakout strategy in NAS100 and US30 as they also move also like gold? I have, but I don't really like it. I don't like how quickly it moves. It's not feasible for me to try to execute it on it because I didn't like the results and I didn't like how quickly it was moving. You get a lot of times where there's news that affects it, you know. So so we have this initial trend to the upside, this testing up here previous highs, right? Past couple of months have been bearish. I have this bearish structure here, but it falls in line with bullish momentum because we have these highs. This right here is the first lower high, right? Pushing down, creating new lows, breaking these lows, and kind of stopping right here. So it's either going to come down, retest, and then continue, start the pattern to the downside, or it's going to stop right here and then create its next high. Right? And like the reason I give you both outcomes here, guys, is because like you gotta understand, like it shouldn't be a prediction type of thing. It should always be a reaction type of thing. Like you should be trading based on what the market is telling you it's doing, not, oh, I think it's just gonna go down, or I think it's just gonna go up. I'm just showing you the possibilities here, and then you wait for the market to make more patterns and make more movements to give, like, show its hand, right? To show you what it's doing. Here's the daily. What do we see here on the daily? Look at that. This is ranging right here. You got some nice price action right here. If you can break out of this down here, you got some nice clean price action down this way. Something like that. That would be a setup that I'd be looking for. Ben, yo, what's up, Banks? Thought you got Mondays off, bro. Yeah, well, I wanted to do some analysis with the fam, and I wanted to do 2 giveaways for lifetime VIP. Get people excited for the new year. Last week we only had 1 call in VIP. It was NU. It was this NU call right here. Made about 123 pips. This was the call for NU. Sent this out on Wednesday. Hit TP 1, 2, 3, and 4. Missed TP5. But each one is 1-to-1, right? So the 1-to-1 is risking 30 pips. Was 30 pips, 60 pips, 90 pips, 120 pips. So it's like if you risked 1%, that was 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%. So I sent this EJ. Let's look at GJ now. Let's look at GJ. And this is, the setups are more going to be like a intraday swing type of setup. I would be waiting for confirmation based on market structure and price action before entering a trade. None of these should be you're entering right now. I mean, it's Sunday going into Monday, Asian and London sessions. Like, I would not, I don't even trade Mondays, so let's see here. So for GJ on the monthly, looks like it's popped up from the meltdown over here that happened. Oh, this is on the monthly. Okay, so we've been pushing up. We have this range here, push up. Past couple of months have been bearish. We have this crazy freaking This was September. Yeah, that month was whack. September, it was literally like, look at September's price action. It's this candle right here. It's like almost non-existent, but it went all the way down here and it went all the way up here, and then it closed back right at where it's at. Like, you don't want to trade that. It's horrible. Past couple of weeks been to the downside. Here's daily. We're starting to see a little structure here. Looks like it broke out here to the downside, pulled up a bit, continued down, pulled up a bit. It hasn't had that kind of correction here for this massive break. So maybe we see a push to the upside before a continuation. Even the 4-hour kind of looks, it kind of looks like there's this like range here. And I know that there's this price down here, but we're seeing a lot of consolidation here, which is not necessarily good. So I probably wouldn't even, unless it was like a scalp that we were doing. Yeah, because we have this zone right there. See this ranging area? So yeah, the market moving up, got back into here, which is exactly the same place over here where it was ranging, and probably even more if we go back further. So I would wait for movement above or below, and to be honest, I think it probably needs to come up just because of this massive move that happened at the end of December. Unless it's gonna, well, like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like on this trend line here. This is GJ, guys. How many pips is 1% for you? Too personal? No, I mean the pips, it depends. Like if I'm doing the London live sessions, guys, the 1-to-1 1% pips is going to be based upon the stop loss, right? Like how big the stop loss is. And so is on my other strategies, like depending on how big the stop loss is. But my intradays, they're going to be around 20, 30, 40 pips. My swing trades, they can be 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pips, right? Enter GJ on lower time frame. We just entered back inside of range. I'm not trading on a Sunday. I mean, if it works for you, meet your rules, go for it, brother. Like, I'm not. I have no interest in trading on a Sunday. It's Monday. Yeah, definitely is. A scalp for sure. I ain't equal highs. Yeah, I mean, you could do a lot of things, to be honest. If you come down on the 3-minute, you're scalping. You can scalp on the 3-minute. You know, you're on the 15-minute. But I'm just looking right now for the week analysis, like see what this looks like it's playing out. And to be honest, like weekly is going to be intraday swing trading opportunities. So I'm not even doing any type of scalping stuff right now. When I go live to do the London sessions in live trade with you guys, and that's different, right? Let me send this link out to you guys. Yeah, so whenever I started trading, there was no, like, I had no idea about prop firms, and it wasn't as big as it is now. So I had to figure it out trading a live account and growing and scaling my account. Since then, I've traded many different prop firms to like show as proof that it can work and happen and getting payouts and stuff. But I prefer to trade my live account. Sometimes I like to test a prop firm and see if I can break the bank. You know, or be the one that gets the highest trade out or payout. But that's like when I have the time and energy to do so. Like, dang, NZDJPY only goes back to the 21st, the monthly. Looks like there was a pullback here. Market structure, push down, pull up, push down, lower lows, pushing up, maybe wait for a rejection to go down for a new low. I would pay attention to this area. It's either gonna shoot up, reject, come down, or it's gonna break and go up. Makes sense. That's what I would be looking at for NZDJPY. Copy this link. How does your trading setup look like? Do you use magic keys or take trades on your smartphone? No, so I have a MetaTrader for the desktop, and I take the trade on the desktop, but I manage it through my phone because, like, I'll take partials, so I do it from my phone. But usually whenever I'm trading and stuff, like, I have it in front of me, I have trading view set up. I have a widescreen monitor. I have actually 4 monitors. One of them is a widescreen. Then I have like a 32-inch and then two 20 inches. And like whenever I execute the trade, I do it on my desktop MetaTrader and then manage it from my phone. I do have a magic keys, but I don't use it. I actually never figured out how to use this thing. See? But anyways, so that was NZDJPY. Sent that chart out. USDJPY. Okay, so this has been pushing up. Looks like it already pulled back, created its new low. Now we could be seeing, the movement to the downside. So maybe now we'll see a push to the upside, like a pullback, to create its lower high. right? So we see a lot of that same movement here, breaking these levels of support. Came down here. Here's the daily. The daily looks really nice, right? So we got this really nice pattern. That could be forming, right? So here's the 4 hour. Here's the only thing is that the 4 hour kind of matched the high here, right? Pushed down already. So is it gonna break this low, or is it going to pull back and give an opportunity, or start to range? That's what I would pay attention to here, because this could just start to bounce in here, right? Or this could break down to the downside. Or it could break out to the upside. Those are, I mean, it could do either one of those things. I'd wait to get more confirmation, see how the market plays out. Can you recommend a prop firm for intraday or and swing trading? I mean, I don't really have like preferences on prop firms, to be honest. You know, I've tried FTMO, I've tried my Forex funds, I've tried first class Forex funds, leveled up, and top tier trader. Tried, I don't know, I've done a couple different ones because I was trading these for the past service that I had, so like a lot of people had different different prop firms, and you can intraday and swing trade those as well. I don't think that's like a good measurement to know, oh, a prop firm is better for swing or intraday versus scalping, unless there's like a data point that I'm not aware of. But anyways, I just wanted to jump on, guys. We did, let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 charts here that we were looking at, that we went over, that we talked about, sent out charts for, kind of what I'm looking for to see what may be happening during the week. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna try to go live on Tuesday. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live on Tuesday for London session. Don't hold me to it, but I will send the update to the free Telegram. So if you guys pull up the link in the description and hit the Telegram link, it's a free Telegram, and I'll send out updates in there. I'm also going to send out see, how do I want to do it? I want to do the giveaway for the 2 spots in Lifetime, but I was going to do it on Zoom, and that kind of messed everything up. So I'll send out an update on the Telegram, on the free Telegram. So make sure you're in the free Telegram so you can get the info on that. If you want to get access to the VIP, I'm going to give away 2 Lifetime spots. Okay? Other than that, guys, I will see you guys on Tuesday. Much love, and let's have a phenomenal trading week. All right? Peace.